Hello and welcome to another episode of Connected Church Live with me, Natchi, Lazarus. Thank you for joining me today. Today we are going to look at top trends, top social media and technology trends. I'm very excited about this topic because I'm a big fan of statistics. I'm a big fan of research. I love looking through research reports and studies and numbers and really looking at the various type of trends that are developing. Because as leaders, I think it's important for us to take decisions based on research, right? It's good to analyze and take decisions based on that. Of course, many times we do take decisions based on our gut feel. We also take decisions based on God's leading. We look at our heart and say, what do I feel? And then we go ahead. But it's also very wise to take decisions based on analytics and research and numbers. So today is one such episode where I'm going to talk to you about 5 important trends based on research. 5 trends that you as a church leader should know when it comes to technology and social media. So let's dive right in. If you look at research, the first trend that I want to talk about is the fact that billions of people are already on the internet and social media. A recent research by Hootsuite and a company called We Are Social came up with this report. It's called Digital Trends 2017. So it's the latest report, and look at what the report says. It says out of the 7.4 billion people in this world, 3.7 billion are already on the internet, which means 50% of the world is already connected. Imagine that 50% of the people in the entire world are already connected to the internet. And look at this next interesting thing is 2.7 billion people are on social media. Now, this is more exciting to me than the internet statistics, because what is social media? As we've spoken earlier, social media is a platform. It is a platform where you can express your thoughts, you can share things with others. It is one platform. Of course, there are different companies like Facebook and Twitter and Google, and all these people are vying for the attention to be on this media. They're all social media networks. But basically, social media is a single platform. And on one platform, we see 2.7 billion people. So 2.7 billion people in the world are getting used to the idea of using social media, one channel or the other, on their smartphones. They are every day, they're logging in, they're having conversation, they're connecting with their family, their friends, and all these exciting things. Now, this to me is a huge opportunity to, as a church leader, is a huge opportunity for you as well to think, to know that on a single platform, 2.7 billion people are already there. So this opens up an opportunity for you to communicate with these people. So if you, now imagine 2.7 billion people on the same platform, if you also get on the same platform, then what do you get? You get an opportunity to communicate with these 2.7 billion people, right? For example, Facebook alone has 2 billion people, close to 2 billion people, just one company. Then there are other organizations. So if you as a church or a ministry also get on social media, be serious about it, then you have a great opportunity to communicate to billions of people. The next trend is mobile and social media users are growing. And look at the growth rate. If you see that picture behind me, you will see 21%, the second orange graph that you see there, it says active social media users. Look at that growth. It's incredible. Since January 2016, 21% across the world. That is the growth. More than 400 million new users have got on social media. 21% just in 1 year. From January 2016 to January 2017, 400 million people have joined this platform called social media. So this is not just another exciting thing, just another exciting technology that's come and it might go, whether it will work or not. No. We've crossed all that stage. Social media is officially here to stay, and it is growing like crazy. And whether you and me as church leaders and as ministers are going to use this for our communication, to serve people, to minister to people, to share the word of God, to help people to come out of their problems, to share what God has put in our heart, now that is the question. Are we going to use this or not? Because this is here to stay. Millions of people are joining. Just the last year, 400 million people have joined, and this is a trend that is going to continue. The growth of social media is something that will keep moving forward, and we just have to take notice of that and start thinking about the opportunity that this gives us as for us as a church and as a ministry. The next trend I want to talk to you about is digital users growth, and this is a worldwide phenomenon. Now, I told you that social media and technology are growing. We see social media growth. You see internet, 50% of the world being connected to the internet. And if you look around, you will see all these smartphones and smart devices. In fact, today we have smart speakers, we have smart watches, and all these kind of smart electronics coming into our life. So technology is booming. It's completely taking over our world. But many times we think, well, we live in a particular country or in a space, and you think it's happening only here. Maybe people around the world are not experiencing it, because we kind of lack that perspective. But this particular slide that's behind me will show you that this is not just an isolated incident. The digital users growth is happening across the globe, across the world. So it is not just in developed countries, but more in developing nations. And in fact, there are some very, very interesting growth statistics when it comes to developing nations. And what does that mean to you and me as a church leader, as a church, as a ministry? What does it mean to you? It means that this technology growth is going to give you an opportunity to reach the unreached, right? It's going to reach places which you thought were so difficult to reach and to minister to get to people who are going to listen to what God wants you to tell them. Now that is changing. You can literally go into any place. You have the opportunity to reach out to any group of people, because the worldwide digital growth is growing, right? And people are getting on the internet, they're getting connected, they're using their smart devices. And if you get on the same platform, then you have a very good chance to reach out to these billions and billions of people, right? Think of nations where you've never been. Think of nations which you thought you can never go to, cities you never go to. Now you have an opportunity to go to those places. And this is not just like a public meeting where you go to a country and you have a meeting, you don't even know who you're talking to. This is internet, this is social media, where you can zero in on your target audience and you are talking to them on your personal device. Now this is where it gets exciting, because you imagine you have a message, right? You want to share something to the world that is helpful. For example, let's say you have a message on how to get out of debt, which is important. Many people have financial problems and they would like to know, what does the Bible say about debt cancellation, and what does the Bible, how can God help me? All that kind of encouraging messages. Now imagine if you want to say it. One way to say it is in a public meeting on the stage, which is great, which is fantastic. You talk to a masses. The other is TV, right, where you also talk to the masses. But imagine this, with digital media, you can convey the same message personally to the person holding the phone. When they are listening to you on YouTube or Facebook or anything on a video, they put the headphones on. You are literally inside their ears. You're literally talking to this person one-on-one. Now, how powerful is that when you consider it from a ministry perspective? How amazingly you can minister to that person, talk to them, encourage them, and really have a personal connection to your audience. So think about it. It's a worldwide phenomenon. Digital user growth is a worldwide phenomenon. Fourth trend I want to talk to you about is the social media. The time that people spend on social media is growing. Right? People are spending more and more time on social media on a daily basis. Look at that graph. It's just going up, right? From one and a half hours to it's now almost crossing 2. And people are spending more time across the world. So which means, what do you do when you spend time online? What do? You typically watch a video, which is content, or you read a blog, which is content, or you go through Facebook, feeds or Twitter feeds or anything, which is content. So basically when we see the statistics like this, which says people are spending more time on the internet, which basically translates to saying people are consuming more content on the internet. So billions of people getting on the internet and social media, and they're consuming content. They're reading stories, reading stuff. Now you as a church, As a church leader, if you have a message and if you are able to present your message in a relevant, practical and consumable in a digital format to these people, out of the entire time they spend on social media or on the internet, you will have a pie of it. You have a good chance of being heard by a huge number of people. Now, this is something that I have seen with my work with churches again and again. I see thousands and thousands of people coming and listening to messages which they would have never done before. They would have never had a chance. For example, when we work with a church, when we get our streaming live on social media channels, we have new people who have never visited that church before, never heard from that pastor before, coming and hearing to the sermon for the very first time because of social media. Now, simply because this church was ready to go online, ready to go live, ready to go be present on social media, create a good website, create a good mobile app, be present on social media channels, take an effort to be digitally present so that your audience can benefit out of it. So these are some things for you to think about. The time spent on social media is growing. The next trend and the final one is younger generation prefers digital content. Research shows that younger generation between the age group of 18 to 35, which is the age in which you get very tech savvy and you consider to be a tech savvy generation. Now, you guessed it right. They prefer digital content. Look at the green boxes. They're all high in all areas, whether it is shopping or purchase or watching advertisements or whatever it is. Everything is the age group of 18 to 35. They are on the highest level, which means what? They prefer digital content. So if you take content, when I say content, your sermon or your messages, or your written material like a magazine article or anything, if you give it to them in a physical or a paper form, and if you give it to them in an online form, which do you think they're going to prefer? They are going to prefer the online format. That's what this research is saying. So which means for you, what it means is start thinking about converting all your material into a digitally consumable format. Right? Think of getting your videos on the internet in a digitally easily consumable format. Think of getting all your written articles on a digital electronic form. So think about these things. So these are the 5 trends I wanted to share with you. But absolutely, this is not the end. In fact, I would highly encourage you to go read our blog, which I've written on this topic, and go click those links of where I've got these research material from and read them further, because there are hundreds of other information which might minister to you. So be hungry to know about trends and just learn what is going on. And once you do that, what is the action that you can take? The next action step, because in every live session, we finish with an action step. Now that you heard this, what should you do? What is the next step you can take? This is what you can do. Start using technology and social media for your regular ministry activities, whether it's a church service or a missions or whatever you're doing. You have a small group. Think about, how can I bring social media into my activity? How can I bring technology into my activity? Can I do something with the website? Can I do something with mobile apps? Can I get on social media platforms? Can I use groups? Can I use Facebook groups? Start asking yourself, can I go on Twitter? Can I tweet at least once a day? And start with that, with small steps, but start using technology, because all these trends and more are simply indicating that technology and social media are here to stay, and it's only growing in the days to come. And if you get on it as early as possible, then you have a good chance of meeting people at the point of their need. All right. So that's all I have for you today. If you'd like to know more about this topic, you can go to theconnectedchurch.org/009. I have written a detailed blog. So if you're a reader and you'd like to read more or look at links or have a deeper look at the statistics, we've got a detailed blog on our website. So, and that is the link to the website, to that particular blog, theconnectedchurch.org/009. If you have any questions, please ask, and I will try to find the answers for you and help you. And if you find this program useful, please share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channels wherever you're watching this video. Subscribe to it so that we can stay in touch. Right? Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate your time. Stay connected. Stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.